Hello friends, I am Dr. Deepa Nair, advocate and consultant from DRS and Associates, Hyderabad. Today I am going to discuss about a sensitive topic which may be useful for married couples to understand how with the growing digital technology, relationships have fallen apart, resulting in breakdown of marriages. Marriage is considered to be a sacred institution in India, but as the society has advanced, the basic tenets of marriage has been eroded. Over the years, the institution of marriage has undergone various changes, and even the values attached to it have changed tremendously. The biggest factor that is affecting most of the marriages is the lack of communication and growing distrust between the spouses, which is eventually leading to breakdown of marriages. In the last 1 year, most of the cases of marital disputes that came to me were spouses armed with digital evidence or electronic evidence against each other, gathered by digital spying or snooping into their spouses' personal devices, either the phone or the computer. Paranoia and spying are nothing new in relationships and marriages, but the tools have certainly changed. Increasingly, couples are turning to the latest technology to spy on each other. Spying means that you are snooping into someone's personal device and reading all the data and conversation without their consent and knowledge. This may be done merely out of suspicion, jealousy, fear, or anger. Since technology has developed enough to facilitate online spying, there has been a rising trend in digital spying by the spouses, and collecting electronic evidence has led to an increase in the number of divorces as more and more spouses are using that information to build up their cases in the court. In today's tech-savvy world, spying is as easy as logging into the family computer to search through emails and social media accounts, checking a spouse's smartphone for recent text messages and easily downloadable software, spyware, and GPS tracking apps for round-the-clock cyber surveillance. Technology has helped to facilitate online monitoring of every kind, and even with the knowledge of what is right and wrong when it comes to collecting electronic evidence, it is a given that some spouses will try to snoop on one another no matter what. Even if they don't plan to use the evidence formally in the court or for divorce proceedings, they may search for suspicious text messages, emails, and social media activity in any way they can, which may be used to confirm their suspicions or provide a way to threaten or intimidate the other spouse. In one of the cases, the spouse had installed spy cameras at various places in their house to monitor the movements and actions of his wife, and had linked the same to his phone as he was suspicious of his wife's fidelity. In another case, the spouse had installed a GPS tracking software in his wife's car to track her movements. It was only when the wife took the car to a mechanic for routine checkup, the mechanic found a GPS device hidden in one of the wheels well, and that is when the wife realized that she was being monitored and tracked by her husband. Spouses generally use these methods in an effort to stay in control after a separation or to gather evidence of extramarital affairs. Friends, hacking into a social media account, intercepting mails and text messages with one another's passwords, or installing GPS device to track movements, or hiding a recording device is unethical and illegal and may violate the privacy laws. It's extremely important that you understand your legal rights and your spouse's legal rights before you go searching for electronic proof of infidelity. While the law does provide possible openings for you to find evidence that will help your case, you could also be subject to civil and criminal penalties if you act beyond your authority. There are so many spying tools available in the market that is being used by spouses to monitor messages, calls, and online activities of our partners, cell phone or personal computer. However, please remember, it is illegal to install a spyware on another person's phone without their knowledge or consent. Many a times, spyware is mainly used by a spouse to find out if their partner is cheating on them or is involved in other wrongful acts. There is no evidence that using spyware for a spouse has been legalized in India, but trends show they are widely being used. Emails, text messages and Facebook posts are being used as evidence in an increasing number of divorce proceedings. But when it comes to collecting this kind of digital or electronic evidence, what is a fair game and what crosses the line is the big question. Whether or not damaging emails, photographs and text messages can be admitted as evidence in divorce or dissolution litigation, however, largely depends on how the information is collected and produced as per the provisions of Section 65B of the Indian Evidence Act. Moreover, information obtained through spying devices cannot be openly used in courts because some of these actions may be illegal and not all of the information collected is admissible in the court or relevant to your case. Instead, it is likely that your partner might file a case against you for invading his or her privacy, which has serious legal consequences. There are several judgments where the right to privacy has been held as an integral part of the right to life and personal liberty enshrined under Article 21 of the Constitution. In one of the cases in 2008, the Honorable High Court of Andhra Pradesh held that the act of tapping itself by the husband of the conversations of his wife with others was illegal and it infringed the right of the privacy of the wife. In this case, the husband was recording the conversations of his wife without her knowledge and consent. In another case in 2014, a husband has been found guilty of violating his wife's privacy by installing a software on her phone to spy on her in the order issued by the Executive Adjudicating Officer of the Information Technology Department in West Bengal. The husband had spied on his wife to collect information that was included in a divorce petition he had filed in a Howrah court. The adjudicating officer had asked the husband to pay his wife ₹50,000 as compensation for violation of her privacy. The husband's act of spying by installing a software on the wife's phone violated the provisions laid down in the Information Technology Act 2000 by accessing the computer resource and its stored information without the permission of the owner. A woman may also file a case for stalking under Section 354D, Clause 2 of the IPC if she feels she is being monitored on the internet, email or any other form of electronic communication, and the punishment may be imprisonment for a term which may extend from 3 years to 5 years and shall also be liable to fine as the case may be. Friends, if you love and respect your spouse, then it is equally important to respect their freedom and privacy too. Spying on a spouse to prove infidelity may bring closure to a broken relationship. And moreover, the spouses attempting to build a case for divorce can unknowingly expose themselves to criminal and civil liability as well. If you suspect your spouse's mysterious behavior or financial activity or a possible romantic involvement, then please discuss them openly with your spouse. It is important to have strong communication and trustfulness to nurture a relationship. An open discussion always clears out the dust and doubts between the spouses. Explore why your spouse felt the need to spy on you in the first place. Is the problem with your spouse, with you, or with your relationship? If need be, go for a relationship counseling or a couple therapy to resolve these issues. Or lastly, if you still have doubts on your spouse and have irreconcilable differences, then it is better go for a divorce by a mutual consent rather than resorting to such illegal means of stalking and spying on your spouse. We can have serious legal consequences. So friends, if you like this video, please share your thoughts and share it with your friends and relatives. and family. Thank you.